Hey, my name's Keith Jackson II, and I'm the founder of EFF Transformations Mental Mastery, and I've helped over 100 people create a more peaceful mind and powerful life with everything they put their energy into, regardless of their lifestyle or occupation. And what I want to talk about today is the mental journey that I went on that took me from depressed, broke, and always waking up in this frustrated and chasing mental state, and that negatively affecting other parts of my life and business, to experiencing permanent inner peace and being able to use that elevated mental state to create 2 thriving businesses, including one where I help others master their minds and lives as well. And by going through that journey, the steps I took, and the structured mindset process I've mastered, you're not only going to know what I did, but you're going to know how to remove your inner suffering, such as stress, depression, and anxiety permanently, and start experiencing your own version of permanent peace while creating an external life you love waking up to with your business, relationships, and everything else. Let's get into it. Alright, so like I said before, this is going to be my mental mastery journey. This is me then and now. Then being having no soul, thinking constant stress was normal, struggling with relationships. And then now where I have 2 businesses, I'm down 80 pounds and still going. Again, 100 plus people helped on their journeys as well. And I'm experiencing permanent peace and confidence, and that being able to translate into all the other parts of my life. Again, like my business, money, weight loss, etc. All right, so here's what we're going to cover today. I'm going to be covering where I started, my valley of despair, and then how I overcame it with mental mastery principles. And then I'm going to go over this bonus or secret sauce or however you want to call it. And I'm going to give you the exact strategy breakdown that I use to expedite my success and what I now teach others to help them experience more peace and achieve their inner goals and external goals. If you see me somewhere else, you'll probably notice me call this the freedom formula or something like that. It's the exact same thing. All right, so this is where I used to be and where my journey really started. I graduated college, I started my business, and ended up paying thousands of dollars out of pocket for mentors, courses, etc. And along with that, I really got into mindset and spirituality heavy because I thought that would just take me to the next level. And I ultimately, outside of business, wanted to be the best person that I could be and the most powerful person that I could be, regardless of business or not. But that being paired with business is something that I just fell in love with and love learning more about. So my first ever book that I read with that was Joe Dispenza's. I forget the name of the book off the top of my head, but it's like his second book that came out. What's the name of it? Becoming Supernatural. That's the one that I read. I read The Secret, Endless Black Hole of Google, obviously YouTube, and then Amazon. And then, like I said before, I was super excited and I expected first try success, just like anybody else that's going into a new venture and realizes the opportunities that are ahead of them after they put in the work. All right, so here's what I wanted / what I was working toward. Again, I wanted to reach my full potential. I wanted to have a deep knowing that I was the best version of myself and see that in my reality. I wanted to feel free and at peace all the time without any ups or downs. I wanted to get everything I wanted out of life ASAP, meaning having a consistent income, relationship with myself and others, and really just being able to do what I wanted when I wanted, and that goes into the control part. So here are the problems that I faced or setbacks. I failed super hard according to my standards and how I used to live my life up until this point. And that means that I kept failing and kept failing, and I felt stuck in like this nightmarish loop for years. And the reason why I felt like I was failing and why it felt like a nightmare is because I was trying every single mental and spiritual thing possible to level up my business, but like nothing was working and nothing was giving me like tangible, immediate results that I could see or feel or experience. And so I went through this almost every day where there was a voice in the back of my head saying, you aren't at your full potential, you aren't good enough. And those things just kept nagging at me and repeating throughout every single thing that I did. And again, almost every single day, this happened to me mostly when I was going to sleep. But if you think about an existential crisis, it was time-based for me. And one of those things that kept repeating was, you don't have enough time. You aren't going to have enough time to enjoy it once you get there. You're losing time, etc. Time was a big thing that went on for me. And so as I was reading these books and watching these videos and studying these gurus and applying what they said while nothing was working, I came across the solution. And the solution at the time was called phase 2/phase 3 of my reality. And this is what my invisible mentors, Sam Rossi, Andre Pickens, and Robert Scheinfeld, called this new way of living, right? And I call them my invisible mentors. It's because I didn't have that much direct contact with them, but I did learn a whole bunch, and I did follow everything they say. And they did play a major part in who I am today and what I've created for myself. So just to put it in simple terms, living in phase 2 and phase 3 is the exact opposite of normal mindset and spiritual work. And I'll go into that a little bit more. Bonus, what is phase 2 and 3? And the reason this is the bonus and the extra sauce that I talked about at the beginning of this video is because I'm going to be breaking down the principles. And these principles are things you can immediately integrate into your life and start seeing results with now. All right, so what is phase 2 and 3? And this is going to be a pretty fairly decent list right here coming up. So get your notepad out, write what resonates with you, and pick something to integrate now, whether it's one thing, two things, or three things. Pick whatever vibes with you, pick whatever sounds exciting, and start implementing these things into your experiences with yourself, with people, and whatever you do in your everyday life, with business, etc. So you're going to drop everything that you think you know about creating your reality or yourself or your world in general. And I know that's easier said than done, but once you do start saying this to yourself, your world will start to reflect it, and you will start to find out more about that yourself, however that looks like for you. So drop everything else, because it's not inherently real and it's not the truth of who you are. All right, even though that's what's been said in every single book you've probably read up until this point. And so once you do drop everything else, once you do make the realization that it's not real and it doesn't have any effect on you and it's not your truth, you're going to focus on your truth, which is connecting with your higher self, what's commonly referred to your higher self in other types of mindset language and religion: God, universe, awareness, etc. Okay, and you're gonna connect to that through intentional appreciation every single experience you go through, internally and externally. And you're gonna let life / your higher self give you the opportunities to do so. So when I say internal, I mean things like appreciating your feelings, accepting your feelings and energies that go on within you instead of trying to run away from them, whether they're good or bad. And then external being, could be anything. Maybe it's a client you didn't close. Maybe they missed a call without telling you. Maybe you're going through like a down period in your business. Those are examples of external things. But the thing about external things is that they all lead to internal feelings and energies, which you can appreciate. So every time you have the opportunity to appreciate something about you or your reality, do so. And when you take this approach, your actions turn into actions from doing it as a means to an end. It transforms from that into changing your approach to life itself and your perspective of life. That certain approach that you have holds the energy. Again, there is no good or bad. And it holds an energy where being in that energy automatically takes care of everything you could ever want to manifest or desire or create in your reality, to make it how you think you will want it. And the reason why I say think like that is going back to this first one, which is saying drop everything else, including your knowing, and your knowing of your desires is even included in that. All this put together, the main goal is to appreciate the journey / your life as a movie, making that your goal and making that your manifestation, the appreciation of the journey, instead of what you're trying to manifest. Maybe it's like more money, business success, more clients, better relationships, hanging around different types of people, etc. Those aren't your goals. Your goals are the journey to getting there, if you get there. And once you do that, you connect to that higher power and everything is pushed out through you, and it unfolds naturally for you in ways that are perfect for you, instead of you chasing and reaching and hoping for something you don't even know that you want or would enjoy. And so again, those feelings and emotions are something to watch and enjoy, regardless of if they're good or bad. They're not things to chase or get rid of. Chase being happiness, getting rid of being things we usually label as like depression or sadness or anxiety or stress, okay? Because they are just energies. Once you take the label off of them, I'll probably make a video on that here pretty soon. And then once you take the label off of it, you can do whatever you want with that energy when it comes to creating, living your life, following your passion, intuition, etc. And so when you do embrace these principles, again, I really urge you to write down a couple of these and choose to integrate them into your life however you can, however that looks in your life. When you do that, they knock out chunks of cloud cover. And cloud cover, in a nutshell, is your conditioning and your mental foundation that is keeping you from experiencing the sunlight. In Robert Scheinfeld's words, this is a word that he uses in his books. And it's basically bits and pieces of your mental foundation getting knocked out and cleared out and allowing that sunshine and the natural unfolding of your life to come through. And so because of those principles that I just went over, here's where I'm at now. 2 growing businesses, a permanent sense of inner peace. Some people call this like enlightenment. I don't like to put a label on it, but this just translate it into the words that I feel best that coming out of my mouth. Consistent income as opposed to being broke. New fruitful relationships both in business and personally. And then what I'm extremely passionate about, I'm able to help others do the same, which is stepping into their higher selves to take their mind and life to the next level with the proven strategy and structure they can use to get there. That is coded into my life and mind being opened up. So taking faster action when I need to do things or want to do things, faster results because of that action and just because of that sunlight that's coming through and the connection to my higher self, more energy with everything. Life is reflecting my intuition and desires more, like I spoke about earlier. I have more confidence and my life just has more of a flow and it feels like a movie and everything is working for me. I stay level 99.99% of the time, even if I do feel those energies that I would originally call bad or things that I want to get out of my life. I did start mindset and spiritual work to create / manifest the life I thought I wanted to live. I suffered and failed for years doing all of that type of stuff. Literally anything you can think of in that realm. I started following phase 2, 3 life principles, created my own freedom formula. You can create your own freedom formula by implementing those principles that we talked about in this video. You know, just pick 2 or 3 and you're going to see your life change. I started winning with everything I put my energy into. And if you apply these same principles with each and every experience you have, you will see the same results. Experiences meaning your internal and external experiences with your business, life, relationships, stress, anxiety, and ultimately when it comes to creating and manifesting. And I put these in parentheses a lot and I say them differently a lot is because once you begin this phase 2, 3 path and practice your own freedom formula, you won't have to consciously create or manifest because your desires are going to be automatically manifested through you, and what is needed for your life at that certain period in your life is perfect every time it is created. And even though if you're in the beginning phases and you still have those energetic shocks of good and bad. That's pretty much it. If you do want to dive deeper with these principles with personalized guidance from me and others who are on the same path as you, go ahead and click the link down below in the description and join our Truth Seekers community. It's completely free. What's inside are, I think, about 2.5 hours worth of master classes, so you can learn the foundations of how to implement this for yourself in the way that I use and help others use from A to Z. Action steps for each master class, so you don't have to think of them yourself and like test and try different things. So you can integrate fast, results fast, in a way that's based on your energy, lifestyle, and personality. All right. Again, this is a community at its core. You're going to be able to learn from others who are on the same path and connect with others. And eventually, once you are further along in your journey, help and teach others as well. And weekly calls and access to me whenever you need it, so you can be confident and never be in that hope and guessing mode. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, if you want to join, click the link down below. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment them, or you can DM me on Instagram. And yeah, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Oh yeah, and if you have some topics you want me to discuss or go over, comment those as well, and I'll get back to you. Peace.